Hello everyone, how's it going? Today I wanted to share a simple yet very effective time management tactic. First time I came across this, I was blown away, and this tactic has been very useful in my life, and it has also helped so many of the people who I'm privileged to help or coach over the years. More than a tactic, it's actually a perception shift, right? The way we see time in general. It's a slight shift from the common notion of time that we have. So typically the way we see time is we look at it as this one large time block during the week where we can either do a full-time job or we can follow the passion, but we cannot do both, or if we can, it's like really difficult because we have so much less time. We just have this one large chunk of time, and we cannot play around it much, we cannot fiddle with it. And then we have some extra time for all the responsibilities and the daily chores and things like that. But if we shift our perception a little bit, like if we look at time in the form of number of hours, for example, we have 168 hours in the week, and if we sleep for 8 hours every day, so that's 56 hours, we are left with 112 hours for everything else. So after sleeping for 8 hours every day, we are left with 112 hours. And if you work in a full-time job for, let's say, 50 hours, we have 62 hours for everything else. If you work in a job for 40 hours, we have 72 hours for everything else. And 40 hours is 8-hour days, 5 days. And if you work for 70 hours in a week, we have 42 hours for everything else after sleeping 8 hours every day. So can we find time for a side hustle? Yes. Can we find time to learn a new skill set? Sure. Can we find time to spend with our loved ones? Yes. Can we find time to go out on weekends? For sure. And can we find time for all of that? Yes, for sure. So first step in managing our time is changing our perception of time, looking at it in the form of number of hours, and then look at your schedule. Just see where your time is going, how you're spending your time, conscious as well as unconscious, because typically what happens is there is a ton of unconscious time leakage that happens. I mean, we just, there are hours in our weeks and days where we just black out, and then we arrive at the end of it, and then we don't know where all those hours went. And we are surprised at the end of the week. Rather, if we are more conscious about how we spend our time, first step is just look at your schedule. No judgment, just look at your schedule, how you're spending your time. Okay, 50 hours in your full-time job, and then 15 hours randomly browsing through funny cat videos on YouTube, or 20 hours just randomly browsing through the news feed, right? And that's 30 hours right there. And then 10 hours attending to seemingly important situations that were urgent at that time, but looking back, maybe they were not so important. I could have avoided them, I could have delegated them or pushed it off for another time, or I could have let them go. So once we start taking these time blocks back, right, from this unconscious leakage that happens, then you might find that you're able to get back like 20 hours every week, or 25 hours or 30 hours, right? And then you can use that time for something that's more useful for you. It could even be it could be learning a skill set, it could be anything that you really want to do. It's something that really fills you up. It could be learning a course on yoga, or it's signing up for yoga class, or it's learning a musical instrument, or citing that side hustle that you always wanted to start. And you don't have to give like a lot of time every week for you to actually make progress on something that's worthwhile, or something that's more engaging and more meaningful to you, right? You just need like maybe 10, 15, 20 hours. 10, 15, 20 hours a week is 80 hours in a month, and 480 hours at the end of 6 months. That's something solid if utilized properly. So first step is become aware of how you're spending your time, conscious and unconscious, all of that, and just get back some of the hours from the unconscious time leakage that's happening, right? Or yeah, I mean, just look at your schedule and be honest about it, and just get back hours. 2 hours from here, 3 hours from there, 1 hour from there, 1 hour from there, and then at the end of the week you'll have like 15 extra hours or 20 extra hours, and that's a lot of time, right? And so this is a very useful tactic, and it's really more about being more intentional. It's more about being aware of how we are spending our time and looking for room to improve the way we spend our time. Looking for the time blocks, looking for empty spaces, looking for stuff that you can push off, or stuff that's not so useful, right? Getting rid of them, or delegating them, or postponing them. And this is really useful, and this is like one of the most important tactics that people can use, and they have used, and they have really been benefited a lot. And this has also helped me a lot, and it has also helped so many of the people that I have had the privilege to work with. Let me know if this is useful, and if you have any nugget that you want to share, please reach out to me. I hope this was useful. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Bye-bye.